Hello and welcome to The Inquisitive Crafter. I'm Katrina Stewart from Crafty Jacks, and today I'm going to be showing you how to ply from a plying ball on your spindle. So I have my plying ball, I have my spindle. The first step that I'm going to take is to create a little loop, similar to what you do when you create a leader on a drop spindle. Now the biggest key is that you want to be spinning in the opposite direction to what you spun your singles in. So if you spun your singles with Z twist or clockwise, you're going to ply counterclockwise or with S twist. So for a lot of people, remembering to turn the spindle in the opposite direction can be quite challenging. And so it takes a little bit of getting used to in order to make sure that you've got that. Once you have your loop, you can go ahead and loop that onto your spindle. And then it's just a matter of spinning and allowing it to go, the twist to go into the two singles that you have wound into your ball, or three if you've done a 3-ply. Again, keeping tension the same way that you do when you're winding your singles onto your spindle. You're going to wind your cop exactly the same way. It's pretty simple. If for some reason you drop your plying ball, it's not a big deal. I'll give you a quick demonstration on that in just a minute here. Just wind this on. So once I get about a third or just a little bit under halfway down my spindle shaft, I start winding on at a 45-degree angle. Now let's say you drop the ball. No big deal. You can actually keep plying with your plying ball, and if it's too big to hold in your hand, I just put mine in a little basket at my feet and ply from there. But you can see that there starts to be some twisting in the singles where they're sort of mixing together. So you just reach down, pick your ball back up, and then hold it with some tension as it comes through to sort of get rid of those extra little loops. Wind that on. It may take both hands, so you can use both hands like that. Wrap it around your hand to take up some of that slack. You're just wanting to keep that tension on it as it's plying so that it plies evenly. And you keep going like this, always maintaining tension on the plied yarn as you wind it onto your spindle. Building up that cop in the same way that you do with your singles, except now it's plied. Remembering as always to spin it in the opposite direction to what you spun your singles. I think that has always been the biggest downfall for a lot of people, is remembering to spin in the opposite direction. When you're spinning your singles, you get so used to turning the spindle in a certain way that it takes a little bit of thought to spin it in the opposite direction. I know I've had a few times where in the middle of spinning on my spindles when I'm plying, I'll accidentally spin it the opposite way, and then I look at it and I'm like, why isn't this working? Why isn't it plying together? And then I realize I've spun it in the opposite direction. So just keeping those things in mind. I usually just remind myself I'm plying, I go counterclockwise. And just reminding myself what I'm doing helps me remember which direction I need to spin in. And so you just continue like that until you get to the end. I'm almost to the end here, so we'll just finish this off and then we'll have a quick conversation about what you do next. So as you near the end, you're wanting to try and maintain that even consistency of plying all the way to the end. And once you get to the end, I always like to give mine a little bit of an extra twist at the end because it tends to unravel just a tiny little bit. And just putting that extra twist in makes it match up with what the rest of it is. And there, I have my little felt ball back for the next time I want to wind some plying balls, and all of my yarn is wound off onto my spindle. From here you can wind it off onto a niddy noddy, which I will demonstrate in a future video. But there you have it. That's how you ply from a plying ball on a drop spindle. I hope you found this video informational. If you have any questions that you would like us to answer in a future video, please send your questions to ask@craftyjacks.ca. That's ask@craftyjacks.ca, and we will do our very best to do that for you. Thank you again for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.